Hello everyone, I'm Beth and I'm lucky. I attended a local technical school, Thaddeus College, and enjoyed it so much I earned 2 degrees, machine tool and computer-aided manufacturing and mechanical engineering. These degrees have been the catalyst for my employment in well-paying manufacturing positions in central Pennsylvania for the past 14 years. Because of my choices and because of my employment, I now have 0 college debt. I have a career in quality control, which allows me to choose the employers I want to work for. I am a woman with a career in STEM, an acronym that stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. But I am also a rarity. What does having a career in STEM mean? And why, as a woman, am I a rarity? First, a career in STEM means job security. In the next 10 years, job growth in computing, advanced manufacturing, and engineering is expected to meet or greatly exceed growth in non-STEM jobs. Second, we know that today, academically, women are faring better than ever before. The majority of college graduates and master-level graduates are women, and nearly half of this country's workforce is comprised of women. However, as a woman with a career in STEM, I am a rarity because we represent only 25% of the workforce. Since 2001, women have seen little gains in STEM careers. Our numbers remain as scarce as ever in engineering, computing, and advanced manufacturing. And even though 18% of bachelor's degrees in computer science and engineering are earned by women, we represent an even smaller percentage in the workforce. The numbers clearly show that if nothing changes, I may be the only female I see in my department. This is a big problem, and it isn't just a female problem. This is a global problem. Based on current projections and job growth, by 2018, nearly 2.4 million STEM jobs will be empty due to a lack of qualified workers. When we look at the current pipeline of qualified workers, there is a trickle entering the workforce. Focus on women, and that trickle is barely a drop. A career in STEM means job security, financial independence, and personal empowerment. I'm lucky. I have a career in STEM. However, looking back, it was unlikely I would have ended up where I am today. Today, I stand before you a financially independent woman. In my home, I am the breadwinner. My salary purchased the home we share as a family. I stand before you on firm footing, but I stumbled to get here. I stumbled into my career. As a young girl, I have vivid memories of helping my dad change the oil in our family car, taking apart rotary phones, trying to figure out how they worked, building cardboard forts, and being in love with nature. As I grew, these interests became more creatively driven. I took all the sculpture classes, 3D design, jewelry making classes that my high school offered. When we learned about metal jewelry making, I became borderline obsessed. However, I don't ever remember anyone seeing those hobbies, those skills, and translating them into tangible career opportunities. I stumbled through college applications. I stumbled figuring out a major. I stumbled so much I missed all my entrance deadlines. I stumbled due to a lack of inspiration, lack of empowerment, and lack of connection to potential career opportunities. I stumbled, and I'm not the only one. Today, too many of our young women are stumbling and not finding their way into sustainable careers, high-paying, high-demand careers, STEM careers. Why do we as girls and women stumble? The same reasons I stumbled. A lack of inspiration. How can we aspire to be what we cannot see? Not exposing young women to potential career opportunities leaves them in the dark and limits the number of paths they can choose from in life. Earlier this year, I participated in a panel discussion on this very topic, and a state representative was in the audience. When it came time for the audience to comment on our discussion, he challenged everyone to expose our young women to more career choices. He told us about his experiences going into high schools and young women wanting to take one of 2 career pathways. one that requires postgraduate education, and another that requires little to no college education at all. Why? Because they have little inspiration around them to show themselves more choices, more paths. And he's right. Today, US teenagers are exposed to almost 11 hours of media every day. However, 80% of the characters with jobs in G-rated films are men. Of the 20% that are female, almost none are CEOs, lawyers, or politicians. This is an example of how, for girls, the media is limiting potential career exposure to just 20% of the future job market. Girls and women stumble due to a lack of empowerment. Study after study tells us that girls and women can be quicker to give up on an activity that is foreign or complex. I know I've been guilty of lacking the intellectual empowerment to truly believe I can solve a problem. In middle school and high school, when students are asked to indicate their gender on standardized testing, girls score about 20% lower than those who do not have to indicate their gender. What is this telling us about how our young women are empowered in their own abilities? In a recent study, nearly 50% of teen girls surveyed say they don't typically consider a career in STEM. That same percentage say they would feel uncomfortable being the only girl in a group or class. That same 50% feel they would have to work harder than a man if they pursued a career in STEM. If half of our country's workforce is women, and half of our young women feel this way, the numbers will never change. We stumble due to a lack of connection. There's a video on YouTube called Redraw the Balance. Elementary school students are asked to draw people doing different careers: a fighter pilot, a surgeon, and a firefighter. An overwhelming majority of the students draws and describes these people as men. The teacher then asks the students if they want to meet these people. Women come in dressed in their uniforms, and the students think they're playing dress up. We need to redraw the balance to help our young women see the possibilities. Mentoring works, we know this. Connecting young students with mentors helps them be more successful and stay in the careers they choose. A recent paper from the White House outlines the importance of mentoring in keeping women engaged in scientific and technical careers by personally addressing their preconceived notions that these careers are male-dominated, which may prevent many young women from entering these fields. Our girls are lacking inspiration, empowerment, and connection. This is not acceptable. The stumbling needs to stop. A local Lancaster, Pennsylvania institution, the North Museum of Nature and Science, is helping to stop the stumbling through a program launched in 2015. It's designed to spark young girls' interest by inspiring them, empowering them, and helping them make critical connections. Supporting these girls on their journey to a rewarding STEM career is going to change the gender landscape of STEM as we know it. I am honored to be a part of the North Museum's STEM Sisters program. The mission of STEM Sisters is to inspire, empower, and ignite young girls' passions in science, technology, engineering, and math, STEM careers. So how is the program providing inspiration, empowerment, and making critical connections? Let's start with inspiration. How can we aspire to be what we cannot see? Through STEM Sisters events and meetups, we are introducing these young women to both traditional and non-traditional career paths. Traditional career paths are what most of the population thinks of as a normal college path: a 4-year school, a bachelor's, perhaps a master's degree. Non-traditional paths are what today may not be considered normal. My areas of study are considered non-traditional. These careers are those where the numbers are currently dominated by men: engineers, electricians, plumbers. By exposing these women to both traditional and non-traditional career paths and introducing them to professionals who have taken these paths in life, we can help inspire them to map out a plan of action. As a young girl not having any idea what career paths I wanted to take or what career paths there were for me, I stumbled. I'm lucky, and I stumbled to where I am today. How is the STEM Sisters program providing empowerment? One of the 10th grade participants says being gathered with other girls who share the same interests as you makes you all the more confident. The North Museum's STEM Sisters program, yes, ladies and gentlemen, is a girls' club. Bringing girls together to participate in fun, interactive, hands-on activities anchored in science, technology, engineering, and math allows them to take risks that they might not otherwise take in a mixed gender setting. It allows the professionals, the mentors, to encourage the girls and to share their own stories of risk-taking. The girls who participate in STEM Sisters activities may have a very clear path they want to follow to college. Or they may be more like I was, in an exploration phase, not having any idea if they like STEM or any ideas about what STEM careers might be. Empowering both types of young women to take chances, to try something new, and to translate something that they like to do into a career that they could love is going to change the gender landscape of STEM. If someone would have helped me to translate the hands-on activities I liked to do to real-world skills and jobs, confidence, the empowerment that would have given me would have allowed me to make more thoughtful choices about my path and stumble less. How is STEM Sisters making critical connections? Connecting young girls with female mentors who are excited to share their STEM experience, discuss potential career opportunities, training, and different pathways. The STEM Sisters program allows the girls to see real-world examples of different careers. What does it mean to be a welder? And what do they really need to know to do their job well? What does it mean to be a biologist? And what do they need to know to do their job well? It gives the girls real-life examples of different careers. It helps them understand what it truly means to be a mechanical engineer, a chemist, what you can do if you want to study medicine but don't want to be a doctor or nurse. By empowering these young girls to take pride in what they love and connect them with female STEM mentors, we will change the gender landscape of STEM. If I would have had the opportunity to meet different professionals, to have a mentor, I would not have had to stumble along the paths I took. The STEM Sisters program is providing inspiration, empowerment, and connection. There is one other thing I haven't told you about the program yet. It's free. It's free for any young woman in grades 6 through 12, the grades that can be the hardest to navigate, the grades when the pressures of career decisions can start to bear down. STEM Sisters is there, giving these young women a safe place to be inspired, a safe place to become empowered, and a safe place to make connections with peers and mentors who want to help navigate all the paths one could take in life and to support each other. Why do I choose now to tell you that STEM Sisters is a safe place? Because it's hard. It's hard to be the only girl. I was the only young woman in my school all 4 years of college. Remember, I did a 2-year technical school twice. I've been the only young woman in my employer's departments, and it is hard. The current percentage of male versus female, combined with the fact that females have seen little gains in STEM careers, means that it's pretty much a boys' club. That's why it's so important to inspire, empower, and connect as many young girls as we can. Helping them feel empowered in their own abilities and giving them a web of connections is going to help swing the STEM pendulum in our favor. But imagine a world where your daughter, your sister, your niece has the opportunity to see their potential to a rewarding career with endless possibilities. How can you help? Join or create programs like STEM Sisters. Reach out to young women in your life. Find out what they like to do. Support their journey. Help them make connections. Let's give them a path on which they can run. Together, we can inspire, empower, and ignite our girls. Thank you.